sure?
I think so.
All right.
So, do you remember the, I believe it was the AT&T commercials with Lily, the Lily girl?
Oh, yeah, with the big tits?
Yes.
Yes.
You nailed it.
Okay.
She is not afraid to show her big tits.
I love that.
And she is using them to raise money for good causes.
Well, let me give you $1, Lily.
You probably recognize actress, comedian, and activist Milana Vayntrub from her work playing the AT&T saleswoman Lily Adams.
Okay.
In the brand's commercials. Vayntrub first took to the role in 2013 and spent 4 years charming viewers with her lighthearted comedic personality. After taking a break from her spokeswoman duties, she returned in 2020 again. This time, however, the response to Lily and thus Vayntrub took a turn. Suddenly, there were new unwelcome attention to Vayntrub's body, with people on the internet making lewd remarks about her breastises.
She's got a nice set of titties.
See,
we'll give
that's
her that.
what they're talking about.
Is that lewd or is that positive?
You said a nice set of titties.
So if I said that she has ample bosoms, is that better?
I don't know. You're not supposed to mention it at all. That's the whole.
I'm so sick of this bullshit. God, it's so fucking. Why can't more women be like Sophie Lloyd, who, when I brought this exact thing up to her, she's like, "Of course you're looking at my tits." She was like, "Yeah, that's what you're a guy. That's what you do."
Right.
Why are we supposed to pretend we're not men? That's really what this comes down to. We're putting these goddamn broads in places of where their voice means something. And
Right.
What is their voice? Their voice is nothing but pansy fucking fruity lingo. They don't have anything fucking, you're not allowed to be anything that is manly. Nothing. Not allowed to appreciate women. You're not allowed to notice their tits.
Nope.
Yet they'll dress with their tits fucking hanging out.
Right.
And then they'll bitch, "Hey, are you looking at my tits? My eyes are up here." Yeah, but the good parts are down there. That's why I'm looking, you bitch.
Well, before Patrice O'Neill passed away, he had the stand-up special, The Elephant in the Room.
Mm-hmm.
And he talked about that working in an office. And he said, you know, you're like a bear working in an office full of trout.
Right.
or salmon. And he goes, you're working in an office full of salmon dipped in honey.
Yeah.
And you're a bear and go,
Yeah, I'd like that.
It's like, I just want to, hello, fish.
Yeah.
Hello, fish dipped in honey.
Patrice was the man.
Yeah. Vayntrub, who both starred in and directed her AT&T spot, opted to show less of herself, but she didn't back down. She's been outspoken about on online harassment and her decision to hide her body. "You've lost the privilege of looking at it until I feel safe again," she tweeted in March of 2021.
She said this?
She said this. Now, but she kind of took a about face here a little bit.
Okay.
These days, Vayntrub is using that attention for a good cause with a launch of Only Philanthropy. In contrast to OnlyFans, in which creators share exclusive, often explicit content with paying subscribers, Only Philanthropy is a mutual aid platform that encourages Vayntrub's followers to donate to a cause of her choice in exchange for flirty, not explicit photos. Her first campaign raised $190,000 in 4 days, while the next raised over $370,000
Man.
in one week for disabled individuals and families affected by the January 25th Eaton Canyon fire in Altadena, California.
And that's for a photo like the one we have on the screen here that
is correct. Yeah.
barely showing any titty and shows a little bit of underwear.
Yeah, a flirty photo is what you get.
Yeah. Well, at least she's not fucking sporting the goddamn tarantula pussy like the other lady, like Charlotte Church.
Sure. In December 9th Instagram post, Vayntrub celebrated raising more than $500,000 and asked for suggestions on causes to support next. Real money, excuse me, real money, real impact, right where it makes the biggest difference, she wrote in her post. This is the best thing I've ever been a part of. In the interview with Vayntrub, describes how giving back has helped her reclaim agency when it comes to her body. There were a few different things that were the seeds planted that then grew into only Philanthropy. I'd only been doing fundraisers on Cameo that I'd been donating to different organizations, and it was effective in terms of raising money. I think fundraising with fans who want exclusive content is a great tool for making social change. However, it was so time consuming to make a personalized video for each person. After the California fires, I had participated in a few events to help. As I was talking to people who had lost everything in the fire, it became clear that they really needed was money, and there wasn't a lot of nonprofits that were set up to support them. So I thought, how do we get money into these people's hands?
I know, my tits come out.
Exactly. I heard about this one woman named Bridget Bradley who was living in Altadena. She's a single mother with 3 children. Her youngest has cerebral palsy. She was renting and didn't have a big insurance payout, so I reached out to her. She needed a house with a bathtub because her youngest can only bathe in a bath. So I was like, okay, let's figure out how to raise $60,000. I'd been hearing about all the success that people were having on OnlyFans, and of course, that's not the path for me. But I do find the empowerment that women feel from using something they have to get something they need. I think that there's just something really powerful in the ability to raise money so quickly. So I had this idea for Only Philanthropy that was kind of a joke. It's a spoof, like, what if we could do that, but for a cause without it ever being going against my values. That means no nudity, a fun photo shoot, surrounded by women, supported by women, and things that feel good and fun. I know that my body will tell me if something is morally misaligned.
Well, I have no problem with any of that, but you can't be mad that we're looking at your tits when you're showing us your tits.
Well, that's the thing. At the time, she thought it was a bad thing. Now she goes, well, listen, guys are going to look anyway, so I might as well make some money. You know? I did a photo shoot with my friend Jess Purple, and I thought it would be funny if one photo was $69 just to relay that this is a bit. We were having fun with this, so we did that, and in 4 days we raised $190,000.
Jesus.
All the money went directly to Bridget Bradley, who was able to use it to relocate, get a car that she desperately needed, and reset her life to support her 3 children. What we did is still not enough, but this is one step to alleviate pressure. I knew that my fan base was responsive to this type of content. I see the difference in what happens when I post a photo with text as opposed to a picture of my face. Also, when I was doing Cameo, I was getting more requests than I could handle, so I knew that there was a supply and demand issue there. I thought, what if I do one photo shoot and that would be enough to fulfill the demand? I didn't know that the success would happen. In Bridget's case, I figured I'm definitely going to contribute personally, but what else do I have to access to? And what have I accessed? And what I have access to are these fans and followers online. I've done surveys after each where there's been a really positive response because people are excited to have the opportunity to do good. I've been in nonprofit spaces for over 10 years. I was running a nonprofit when I was 12 years old for MS, and then I was in my 20s. I started an organization that fundraised for Syrian refugee crisis. There's never been a lack of need, and I always been attuned to it. Excuse me. Let's see. I'm just trying to see. I don't want to read all through this. I never said don't sexualize my body. I have no control over what people do in their homes. What I previously said is I don't feel safe, so I'm going to do what I have to do to feel safe. here we are many years later, and I actually feel not just safe, but also I feel incredibly powerful in changing this exchange into not being a visual of 1,000 of grubby men grabbing at my body, but rather me granting them access to something that I feel safe and good about
So in
giving
other
them.
words, she's in charge, blah, blah, blah.
Right,
We
right,
get
right.
it. We gotcha.
So in exchange, they are helping people with their donations and so on and so forth. So she's whipping out her tits to help people.
They're nice. The thing with her, and I like her, I really do. She's like if you look at her face, like I put up a different picture because fuck those teasing pictures. Let's get to something for real.
Right.
If you look at her face, she really does not have any fat. Maybe just a tiny, tiny bit of chub, but she's not fat by any means.
Well, she's shapely.
Yeah, but man, her bottom end looks like the back of a garbage truck. It's fucking. It's too large for her rest of her body, if that's possible.
It's the whole Kim Kardashian thing.
It is. But like I don't know, and I'm not judging. By no means am I saying this girl is not hot. She is definitely hot. I know she's not hot for you. For you, you'd pass on this. Yes?
I'd give it a whirl. Why not?
I don't know. I think you'd see that wide load on the back, and you'd be like, I don't think so.
Wide load.
I don't think. I'm just look at the bottom half.
I see.
I don't see you being into that at all.
Yeah.
I see you looking at that saying, I'm not going out with this fat broad.
Well, I don't think she's fat. I just think that she's just
Thick legs. She does have thick legs.
Yeah, she's thick.